Well, my name is Darren. I chose NAU, really, because, well, it just reminded me of home. I'm from Massachusetts, so I lived down in the valley for a little bit as well. So coming up here was kind of a mix of both. It was still dry, but also very colorful. A lot of plants, greenery, and then fall is also like really beautiful. Not quite like home, but yeah. I mean, after high school, I did take like a couple years off just because I wanted to save up money for college because it's expensive, but it didn't really work out. I sold pest control door to door, but I did enjoy it because I got to go out to like Oregon and California. Yeah. I got to meet a lot of cool different people and hike some really cool trails because I love hiking. Very pretty. They had the the tryouts for the Olympics there, the track Olympics while I was there. It was really cool. And then my second year was in Los Angeles. I got to live in Hollywood Hills for a summer. Yeah. It's kind of like, I was kind of more like lukewarm. Because like when I was a kid, it was First Congressional Church in Massachusetts. It was, I don't really remember too much from it, but I know I went to Sunday school, so I learned like stories, like really picturized of like Moses and like Genesis and like the colorful coat is the one I remember quite a bit. And then my parents split. My mom came out here to Arizona. She had a friend from high school. She was like, yeah, I'll talk with him for a while, and then she decided to move out here. My dad stayed there. I went with my mom, so a 4-day road trip, all the way out here. But like we didn't go to church at all. Like now me and my parents they consider themselves spiritual, mm-hmm. but they're not really into it. So like I was a lukewarm Christian for a while, and like I'd go like maybe once in a while with my friend to this weird church that there wasn't even a single cross there, and the pastor's like at a different church and they're just showing it, and it just didn't really feel like special. So I was really self-centered. I think a big part of like before coming back to Christ is like when I was making a decision on something, it's like, how does this affect me? Mm-hmm. I don't really care about others unless they're like close family or friends. Like even like doing door-to-door sales, I was super self-centered. Even like when I got into like romantic relationships, it was really one-sided for me, and a lot of them didn't work out at all. Because of that, I don't think I really had like a good like long-lasting one, like more than like a few months, right? And so then when I came here to Flagstaff, which is a bunch of series of coincidences after that, right? So I apply late, and I get put in Roseberry which is not a freshman dorm, but because I was late, I got put in there, and I just so happened to have a roommate named Brian, and we got to know each other like the first week because like we're all in the same room, it's like a studio kind of apartment. And then like, the first Thursday comes by and he's like, hey, they're having free food right down the street. You want to come? And I said, no. I'm busy. I have too much to do. I don't know anyone. I'm good. And so then another week goes by. He asks again, like, hey, the place down the road, free food. I have a speaker. It'll be some good times. And I'm like, no, I got this math quiz I got to do. I really want to focus on that. But then the third week, he asks again. And I'm like, all right, I don't have anything else to do. So, okay, I'll come with you. Yeah. I probably won't enjoy it, but I'll go. Mm-hmm. And so we walk down. I mean, we're right there, right next door. So it's like a 2-minute walk. Right before that, my dad, even though he's like spiritual, he would always say grace, just like how we do. And so when I walk through the front door of the Newman Center, I hear Father Matt sing grace, and I haven't heard that or like anything like that in like years. Because even when I went back home to visit my dad, he just kind of stopped. But so it's just like a throwback for the food, like bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts which we're about to receive. From thy bounty to Christ, O Lord, amen. Although my dad says it a little bit different, but still I was like, whoa. But then I got in line, at the end of the line with Brian and one of the missionaries, Risa. she came right up and she was just like super interested in about me. And after these first couple weeks, I was feeling lonely. Like I made maybe one friend in a class. So it was like, wow, someone who actually cares. And they do seem that like come to fruition like later. But she was like, yeah, where are you from? Like, what are you studying here? And like, what do you want to do with that, right? That's kind of thing by leading to like, some deeper questions. I was like, wow. Then I got to the front of the line, and the same thing happened with Father Matt.
Yeah.
He was like, so it wasn't just like this one person here. It was multiple, and it grew from that. It was Father Matt, Margarita, the campus minister at the time. But it felt really engaging, I guess.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, because all my other social interactions, like just in like classes, have been really surface level, just like, oh, yeah, nice to meet you. So this project anyways. So then like, I got some food, I sat down, I was clinging on to Brian, of course, because I'm like, I don't know anyone else here. But then we had like the table topics on the table, just kind of like open up the conversation with other people. And then it kind of felt like a little surface level at the beginning, because that was just me, just like, I don't know anyone. But then I went to Mass a couple of times, and they announced retreat. I haven't been to church in a while, and being in like the what's the word? Like the area of where it's like a church.
The ambiance of
yeah,
church.
like the vibe of a church. I was like, it has been a while, and I probably shouldn't. Like, I do still consider myself a Christian, even though I didn't do anything to show that really. And so I did. For me, it was like hard to follow along at first. It was like, what are those? What is everybody saying? Like, we're sitting, we're standing, we're sitting. But I did think it was really like beautiful, like especially like holy water at the beginning. You do the sign of the cross, and then like the incense was really cool, and the music, like it not being like really poppy, but like traditional. So I think for like the music, with it being like more traditional instead of pop as well, I think it's just more fulfilling, right? It doesn't feel like it's, we're just here to have fun. We're here to like create something beautiful, to, give thanks, give praise to God. And that I really saw that like that for those first like couple times I came. But yeah, and then like retreat happened, and my friend Brian also invited me to OCA right before that, which is just like getting to know more about like the Catholic Church. What really made me seek more is, I'm not entirely sure. I just had this like feeling of connection, not only like the people here, but also just like in Mass and just like staring up at the cross while the priest like says the prayers out loud. It just felt really like home, just like that first time I walked through the doors. And it just made me want to come back. And in my mind, it was like, it's just down the street. And so I did, and I started coming to OCA a bit before retreat. And Father Anthony at the time was hilarious. And Brian would always be like, make really funny, or ask really funny questions. But it was like a good time, and I had to like make friends with these people. And I didn't really get to know them at that point, again, because I was just holding on to Brian. But then like retreat happened, and even just the beginning part of retreat, before anything happens, we're just hanging out in the gym waiting for everyone to arrive. I got to talk with like Abel and Mac. Like that's where like my friendship with Mac, like one of my best friends, like actually started. Now he's my roommate. And just over the course of that weekend, like between discussions and hearing other people's testimonies, it's just like, wow, like Jesus can really do so much. And going and like praying at the end of those nights it was the first time I've ever had like a tear of joy. And it just felt really special. And like at that point I was like, I want to be part of this. And literally OCA the next Tuesday, I was like, hey, can I staff retreat? And he was like, yeah, that's going to be next semester. I'm like, oh, is there anything I can do in the meantime? And he's like, yeah, if you come on like Thursday, like around 4, we need help like setting up for our Newman nights. And so I did, and I kind of just fell in love with like volunteering as well. So much so I'm now the community life lead. But like doing that just helped me bring joy to others that I felt from that retreat.
Yeah.
And that's why I continue to enjoy doing it and like helping others to help spread their joy that they receive. No matter how many times we fall, God's always willing to give us the grace to help us back up and to build that positive momentum instead of going down that hole of just suffering in it. My life is pretty drastically different, like just in every way. Just in my everyday to day, like I know that there's always a place I can go, whether it's here in Flagstaff, if I'm back home, Massachusetts, or anywhere else, really. I know there'll be a place I can go where it's going to be the same, or most of it will be the same. The building might be different, but everything inside is the same. And just having that knowledge is really helpful, because like on the stressful days, no matter where you are, you can be like, I'm just going to go pray for a few minutes, whether it's in church or somewhere else, but especially in church. And then I feel like I have more intention when I'm talking with new people and even my friends. Like I want them to do better, and I want to help them be virtuous, as I hope they help me be virtuous and build just that fellowship.